Sound production.
Good evening, or morning, or afternoon. This is your boy, Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 190 of Sir Yeetus' Thoughts. This is something that I wanted to talk about since this morning. I know it's been a while since I haven't done a live stream, but I don't want to give you guys the same information over and over and over again, right? So I just wanted to wait and see if there's something that was worth talking about. Because it's been around, 5 or 6 days since I've done a live stream. I don't want to be that guy that's regurgitating the same shit over and over. So I just waited and chilled and did my own thing, and just to see if, something pops up or something catches my eye. And something definitely did. Something definitely did. And I see that ever since the MGTOW acronym has been brought up in the Canadian Parliament, we have a shit ton of people, mainly feminists and male feminists and blah, 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 are literally invading our spaces and saying that we are in the wrong. So before I go on my crazy ass rant, I gotta have one of my boys have a conversation with me just to make sure that I'm not going fucking nuts. Okay. So please give you a round of applause to the one, the only Grey Ghost. What's going on, Grey Ghost?
Good evening. Well, been doing some more AI experimenting and well, you've seen some of that.
I definitely did. It caught me off guard, bro. Caught me off guard, but
Yeah, it catches everyone off guard, but there's other uses. So I'm experimenting. Plan on releasing some sample stuff this week. See how it takes off.
it, AI artwork is definitely booming in popularity. Like I've seen a good amount of people they're dabbling in this AI artwork. It is seems like it's going to be the future very soon.
Definitely going to be a major tool moving forward.
Oh,
Exactly
yeah.
how it ends up getting used is going to be, well, survival of the fittest.
What's it called? You just gotta type in some words and the AI would just do the art for you.
Yeah, it depends what software you use, and you have to type in the right tags because a lot of it depends on like the library of information. So
See, and we will definitely talk about that in the future because I am pretty interested. Hopefully, you do a part two on your channel about the AI stuff because I was there for uh, the live stream that you were talking about artificial intelligence and how it works and all that other crazy wizard sorcery and all that shit. Like, I hopefully you do a part two because I do plan on joining that one.
we'll see. See what Sunday holds, or maybe after the experiment this week is done. So either this weekend or next weekend, I'll hold a part two.
And don't get me wrong, I do plan on listening. I'm not the person to fucking question every goddamn word that you say because that last live stream that you did, I'm like, oh my god, well, like, what is this guy even saying? Like, you kept your cool. Like, I give you props on that one.
But anyway, that's a different discussion tonight or
But
this afternoon.
okay. But right now, when it comes to male spaces being invaded, have you noticed a huge spike in women, feminists, male feminists, etc., making countless videos on the manosphere after the Canadian Parliament brought up MGTOW?
Personally, I can't say, but that's more so due to me not actively seeking it all out. Like, but from what I've seen secondhand, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, for me it pops up. It literally just pops up on my feed.
But
Like that's a big thing, and also on my various other social media platforms.
okay,
There,
but
oh, what's up?
actually, sorry, there's just something about that Canadian Parliament thing I remembered that I wanted to just kind of point out. Notice how at no time during the demand for an apology did Justin Trudeau or Pierre Poilievre ever actually say MGTOW.
I no, I like
They
it.
never
It'll
they
be
never
dumb for them.
actually. That's the thing. They know that as soon as like Trudeau knows that if he gives a name to the people that he hates, there's tons of people that despise him. Like I'm seeing like Freedom Convoy support and screw Trudeau shit on basically a daily basis. Like every time I go out into town, there's at least one fuck Trudeau or Freedom Convoy supporter.
Which makes no sense in my opinion. But hey, you know how the far leftists you know how they operate. They don't give a fuck about facts. They operate on how they feel. So
Ooh,
let me
actually,
What's up?
I just thought might actually be interesting to get the message out. Trudeau hates MGTOW.
Oh, he knew better not to mention it
No, that's
because,
it. He knows, but other
yeah,
people don't.
of course, of course. But eventually, people are going to look up what MGTOW is, and of course, the mainstream bullshit. They're like, "Oh, MGTOW is wrong. MGTOW's this. MGTOW's," and they will eventually get to channels like ours or Hammer Hands and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, I see why men are deciding to go their own way," and more likely than not, they will agree. They will at least agree with what we're saying.
Hmm. Yeah, but I'm thinking just getting the phrase out, getting the word out. Because if they're trying this hard to keep the word hidden, then probably the greatest thing to push against the government is exposure. And considering that, yeah, now you can no longer get a fist shooter, let's say, because I don't, is the algorithm's probably going to get pretty hard on the actual word.
Right.
Like you can't buy a fish shooter in Canada anymore. So
I'm
yeah,
just, I'm just saying that when it comes to the phrase MGTOW, I never thought that it will go mainstream as it's going right now. Like I never personally will ever believe that a government body will even bring up that type of situation. But now it's here, and now there's countless people, men and women, that doesn't really accept reality for what it is, tries to come into our spaces and saying that we are wrong, even though we have countless evidence stating otherwise.
yeah, but you can't allow factual information and reality to get in the way of ideals and emotions.
That is true. But let me address your super chats real quick because
Yeah,
people are going
yeah,
fucking nuts right now.
damn, man, you fucking bankrolling here.
Jeez, you guys are being too generous today. Max Simon, $5 Australian. Thank you very much for your donation. He says they always infiltrate as part of them not to be able to humanize the male, not able to see them as anything other than a human doing. No imagination. No, I agree. Like not right now at this point, it's not about hey, what can we do in a sense of uh building together, having a foundation to create a strong family or blah blah blah. No, you go to any regular female on the street today, at least in the Western countries, they will always say, "What can you do for me? What can you do for me?" There's nothing about, "Hey, let's go out for a cup of coffee or something and see if we're compatible, see if we can get some type of love interest going." Even though I don't believe in love, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? See if you guys have some type of chemistry. No. Any woman immediately, "Hey, do you have a six-figure salary? What color is your Bugatti?" Like, what? What the fuck? Like, we've been talking for like 10 seconds. Why are you asking me about Bugattis? What do you say about that, Gray?
Uh, so you mentioned fancy car. I have flashbacks to driving back from work and this fucking idiot in a Porsche. Like, I think he was trying to get ahead and like fucking apparently this dude in a Porsche just could not stand having an inferior car outspeeding him.
It is funny, but at the same time, it's kind of sad, right? Because in my opinion,
Oh yeah.
in my
First time I got a finger on the road in a while, I was like, oh wow. Fucking seethe, buddy. Wow.
it's not that serious. In my opinion, it's not that serious, right? Like I was on a stream with now I wasn't on, but I participated in a stream with Tony Bruno last night, And
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys know who he is, but I listened to what he said about the minimalistic lifestyle, right? His statement is you're minimalistic because you have no choice but to be minimalistic, which I
Uh,
agree, but at the same time I don't agree.
mm,
It's 50-50 in my opinion.
well, no, because like, here's the thing: you can always work. Like, if you were in a situation where you had to be a minimalist and
Yeah.
you didn't want to be, there's always searching for higher paying work or even just more hours. Like, it's easy, at least like from what I've seen, to find someone willing to pay cash for extra work on the weekends. Like, you can absolutely be on a 24/7 grind to be getting extra cash if you were being forced into minimalism.
But my thing is I'm pretty sure he's talking about like men that's making the high end of six-figure salaries or more. Millionaires or whatever it is. I'm like, even though I see where he's coming from, once again, no disrespect. Like I like his streams. Are people that are multi-millionaires, billionaires that do live the minimalistic lifestyle. The only time they actually spend some big money if they do see an investment in a certain item.
Oh, actually, no. This is a thing that I've seen quite a bit. Is that a lot of these guys who make six, seven, fuck, I technically one of my jobs right now, I'm working for like a dude who's got like billions. Like,
Right.
anyway, but here's the thing: they actually need to spend an insane amount of money every single year, or it will get taken away in taxes.
That as well, yes. I completely forgot about the taxes. Like they have to spend the money, right? Because you see these billionaires, they donate money to like charities and you know, trying to quote unquote do good with the money, but no, they're tax write-offs.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, donating to charity is one thing, but like sometimes these guys, they're buying cars, they're buying property. Like, they don't need it. They don't even necessarily want it, but they need to spend the money.
That's why people get weirded out, right? Like especially, yes, I'm gonna use him as an example again. The Tate brothers, like, hey, why is he buying another Bugatti? Wait, why is he getting another watch that costs $300,000? There's a reason why he's doing it.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Personally,
want to
I
pay any taxes.
personally, I'm a fan of the ones that do construction shit. Because you buy a Bugatti, that shit's made in an assembly line, probably overseas or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, buying an expensive car, like the amount of individuals you actually benefit, I think that would be fairly low. Whereas, like, developing property, you're increasing the value of the land and you keep a whole bunch of people employed for an extended period of time.
which that's a great plan in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's the best possible plan.
Yeah, so like
But
if they want to get a car, like, hey, whatever, if you got to blow the money, you got to blow the money. Far be it for me to tell you what to spend it on. But I
yeah,
definitely find that the most effective way to spend it is land development.
that is true. But I'm gonna address the rest of these super chats so they don't get like mad at me like last time. Um the Chaz, $5 donation. Thank you very much. You always donate anytime I do a live stream, man. You always donate. I definitely appreciate your donation, man. The Chaz, he's a good dude. Go check out his channel. Yeet, ski, skeet, gray, and Yeetus. I hope you guys are well. And yeah, we need to gatekeep our spaces. Yes, we need to gatekeep like a motherfucker right now. We will definitely get into that very soon. Let me read the rest of these super chats. Max Simon, another $5 Thank you very much. Had a dream of a flying billboard of no hymen, no diamond. Imagine if we funded that shit and it went viral. Warbama. I truly believe that saying will go viral very soon.
That might be an idea to even just find a decent photo of a billboard and then just Photoshop no hymen, no diamond onto it.
Well,
Make it look like the billboards are out there. Because it's kind of hard to get the actual funding.
true, but would you say that social media is enough for it to get viral? Because I have been seeing that statement on Instagram and on Facebook.
Let me put it this way: if you made that image and then posted it on Twitter, the amount of reading that would ensue would assist it in going viral. Like a huge way to make something popular right now is to piss Twitter off.
Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, Elon Musk is going to be taking over with Iron Fist very soon. Very soon. I can't wait for that. But on top of that, piss off the Twitter people. Hermit, $5 donation. Thank you very much, man. He says, do you think if Justin Trudeau mentioned MGTOW, more people will become MGTOW because it will bring new people to the philosophy out of curiosity? Yes. That's the only reason why he didn't say it.
Precisely. And even Pierre Polivier didn't say it. Like, that's the thing. Like, no politician spoke the word out loud. They just referred to it as, like, the group or the acronym. Like, they know not to actually say the word. Because as soon as they say it, a whole bunch of people will go, wait, what's MGTOW? And they'll go look for it.
Yes. Because the more men start to go their own way, everybody, and I mean everybody, loses except for the men going their own way. Everybody, society, the state, women, etc., they all lose. Like
that's why even that's why the conservatives can't even they can't risk saying it out loud, because they're in cahoots with the fucking liberals, one party system, etc. But even assuming that they were, MGTOW is decidedly apolitical, and they are very much fuck the government, and that includes the conservacucks.
Like, gentlemen, like, I really do hope that you understand how much value your life is according to the state, according to society in general, right? Not you. Once again, there's such thing as intrinsic value, and then what your value is to the people around you. Your value is very fucking high, okay? To the point where they're demonizing men that wants to be left alone when it comes to relationships. Because if you keep the money to yourself, if you're not giving up the money through the divorce and family courts, and when it comes to food stamps and social security payments and blah, 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 society in general will be fucked. What'd you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, that's exactly it. Like, they need their tax mules. Every politician needs tax mules. So if anyone's like, oh, hey, suddenly these men have stopped spending money on women, which is already apparently an issue, but if it was accelerated, that's, for the politicians, that's a fucking death sentence. And we're already seeing the Canadian government starting to buckle and strain.
Agreed. Gentlemen, understand that a lot of people rely on gullible, oblivious men that gets served into the slaughterhouse, aka divorce and family courts. Countless people depends on you to be a wage slave. That's why they demonize the very same men saying, hey, I'm just gonna do my own thing. It's funny how they say, hey, women, they could be empowered, they could be independent, they can be, strong, the future's female, blah blah blah. I don't need a man. But as soon as a man says I don't need a woman, it's the end of the fucking world. That's how they see it, because it's literally the end of their fucking world. Gentlemen, just because this ideology of modern feminism that's been around since the late 1960s, it doesn't eradicate millions of years of evolution. We do not need women for survival. Women need men for survival. Got something to say about that, Gray?
That's not much more to get into. It is
Pretty
it's the simple
straightforward.
truth. Like that's the thing. Like all of the existing aspects of society require the consent of men, and not even all men. Like that's like here's the thing. If you took out half the male population, you'd basically, like, depending on which half you took out, either you'd have a whole bunch of useless mouths vanish, or you'd entirely annihilate everything that keeps everything functioning.
Hey, they don't want to comprehend that if and we keep it simple, the most simplest terms that we can possibly think of. If women just disappeared tomorrow, men can keep society going until the end of our natural lives. But
But
if
then we
men
got to
disappear tomorrow, it will be Armageddon.
yeah. But that's the thing. But that's all men. Keep in mind, it's not every single man that's keeping things functioning.
No, I'm not. No, what I'm saying is just eradicate all men. They're all gone.
Yeah.
Poof, gone.
Yeah, but here's where the context comes in, especially important for the societal stuff.
Okay.
The government doesn't need every single man to be working, meaning that even among men, there's a certain percentage, and I don't know what percentage that is.
I know it's a
not
majority.
100. It might be the majority. It might not be. We don't know for sure. I guess it's a question of how much of the male population can you eliminate before society collapses.
Well, I know in the U.S., majority of men are paying taxes. Like how you say there's a net positive and net negative. Men
Hmm.
in general, right? According to I have to look. I have to look it up again. We are paying majority of everything that's keeping society functioning. Women are in a net negative. They're not
Yeah.
paying taxes as
That's the
much
thing.
as they should.
I'm not talking men versus women. I'm talking men versus other men, because this is where it comes. Because, like, okay, look, think about all the fucking lefty commie guys who live in fucking Portland and California. All right, think about those men versus the fucking tradesmen.
I see what you're saying, but once
The
again, like
government needs
men can be used as various tools. Like
yes,
not just paying, they could be cannon fodder. They can, eventually become the wage slave to the state. They can eventually be the people that has to work the horrible, dangerous jobs. Just there's a list that all men, like actual like masculine men, right? Not that fucking, you know, trans man or blah blah blah. I'm talking about the masculine men. They have various ways to manipulate and use us in order to keep society functioning. But at the same time, right? They will take advantage of our hard labor so they can go off and have a great time. So I do agree with you when it comes to finances alone. But I say that society will use so as long as a man can provide something, society will try to wring that out of men. As soon as a man is unable to provide, he is discarded, and then the next man will come up.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, like, if it was just men in general that would be targeted by MGTOW, that would be one thing. But the thing is, the men that are most likely to go MGTOW are probably the men that are most valuable. That's what makes it extra dangerous.
Okay.
Like, no one gives a rat's ass if a fucking soy boy goes MGTOW. He wasn't contributing shit of value anyway.
Okay. I do see what you're saying now. Okay. Okay. That I definitely agree. You know, doesn't matter for certain men, it doesn't matter what they do, they will still more likely than not be invisible to majority of women. You know, they don't really give a fuck about those type of men. But the men that they desire and or the men that's supposed to be waiting for them after they're done riding the carousel, once those men are going their own way, doing their own thing, that's when it becomes a major malfunction. You know, they get pissed off. You know, oh, what are you doing? Oh, you're supposed to wait for me until I'm done sucking off Chad and Tyrone. What you doing?
Like, imagine how much harder it would be if every man decided to never get remarried after his first divorce.
Oh, that would be bad for them.
Like, I met guys who they've been through 3 divorces and they still haven't learned.
And we call that
Sanity.
yes, insanity. Gentlemen, if you are on your 3rd or 4th marriage, you are possibly insane or you have behaviors that will deem you as insane because you think that the results will change after the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th marriage. You know, the outlier is you if you cannot hold your shit together after multiple marriages, you know, because once again, I gotta hold you accountable as well, man. If first off, why are you getting married? But second, if you are, I think that you are part of that BDSM group. If you enjoy getting beat the fuck up in a divorce and family courts over and over and over and over and over again. They're just keeping it real. But hey, Iridium Kush, $10 donation. Thank you very much, man. I know I wasn't trying to ignore you, man. It's just the conversation was getting too good. It was getting too good. But thank you. I appreciate your donation, man. See, it's crazy how, you know, I don't do a stream for almost a week. People still showing me love. That means I'm doing something right. Let's go. D man, $55 donation. Thank you very much. He says, run the cost benefit analysis through your thought process before making purchases. Do you need it or just want it? Is it worth the expense? That's a good question. That is a great question, actually. And a lot of men, I think that we do that inherently. We do the cost benefit analysis every fucking day. You know, it doesn't have to be an item that we get from the store. It can literally be anything. Because once again, men in general, we don't think possibility, we do probability. Okay. Is this worth the time and effort for me to do this thing or to invest in this thing? People need to understand that there's a that people really believe that men are just out of nowhere just leaving relationships because why not, right? Oh, misogyny. No. No. Do you see the type of women that are out there in the Western world? Do you see that? You see that shit every fucking day, anytime that you open up your social media platforms, at least, right? One thing that you just walk outside and you see some shit, you know, in certain establishments or whatever, but you see it every fucking day on the streets. And then you also see it in your social media platforms. And women are acting all dumb and confused on why men are saying no to dating? Come on. Come on. Thank you very much, D man. Do you have anything to say about that, Gray?
Nah, man, you got tons of super chats to get through. If we go off on a tangent for each one, we'll be here for hours.
Hey, that's the goal, right? You gotta give them what they want. That's fine. Max Simon, 10 Australian dollars. You're being too generous today, man. Being too generous. I appreciate it. See, this is why I do what I do. Because once again, this is all up to you guys if you want to donate. I don't force anybody, I don't coerce, I don't try to peer pressure, blah blah blah. Okay. It's all up to you. If you think I'm producing good shit, if you want to invest, I appreciate all of it. All of it. And soon, very soon, you guys will get new art. I'm hype about that. I'm talking to a couple of artists right now, and on top of that, I'm talking to Gray to see if he's able to produce something pretty good. But I'm not gonna reveal it just yet. He says TFM Part 2. Fuck, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. I that is completely my fault. But I interface with TFM on my channel. He is smart, so you gotta be prepared. Of course, he is a very smart dude. He agreed with me on what I showed him. My vid is called TFM and Field Marshal. He mentioned me on the show. Yeah, I completely agree. Like TFM, we still gotta do the culture war part 2. I completely forgot about it. That is my fault. Best believe that you guys will get it next week. Next week, you guys will get TFM. Just note it. Just call me out on it, okay? Like, hey, where's TFM at? But hey, look, TFM, congratulations. I'm definitely going to be talking about the current situation of how aggressive society is getting towards the manosphere. Because this is the manosphere, gentlemen. The manosphere isn't just some gaggle fuck that a bunch of men are just, oh yeah, let's talk about some women, blah blah blah. No, this is a group, right? Even though it's filled with chameleons and POAs and blah blah blah. For the most part, it's a group of men that are trying to have their own space to truly talk about important shit that's going on, not only in dating but society in general. Because please tell me where you can have the same conversation out there in public. Please. Please let me know. Let me know the establishment because I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I can't talk about this shit anywhere. Hell, I'm gonna somehow get some handcuffs, right? A cop is gonna arrest me for talking about this shit. What did I say about that, Gray?
I'd say the closest thing I've found to a male space is a construction job site.
She. You're all right. You're right. Because where you really gonna find? Yeah, I ain't gonna go that far.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
That's the closest, and even then, you got to be careful because just because it's all dudes doesn't mean that you're all consistent. Gonna have like the disagreements there, and well, it would be one thing if it was just kind of a casual hangout, but when you're working together, you know, there's actual shit at stake, so you got to be very careful with how many red pills you drop.
And it shouldn't be that way. I love how, because once again, gentlemen, you got to understand, it is a societal level gaslighting on men. When we talk about this shit, society in general want to gaslight men and say, hey, this shit ain't right. Hey, men are being treated unfair. Hey, the dating market is on some bullshit. Hey, men are being treated lower than dirt. False accusations are putting innocent men in jail for decades. And the person that committed the false accusations served little to no jail time. But yet they still want to act stupid as fuck on why men are stopped. They just want they don't want to date. I personally, if I went back 10, 12 years ago and I tell them what's going on right now, if I went back to myself, right, my past self, say, hey, this is what's going on, shit's getting fucking nuts over here, and we got an old senile man that's sending us to World War III and all these fucking twos and threes walking around thinking they're the next best things to slice bread. I wouldn't believe him. I wouldn't believe him. But guess what? It's happening right now. It's happening right now. Hell, gentlemen, I'm gonna repeat this over and over till I can't no more. Women that has not even met you or interacted with you, she doesn't even know who you are. In 2022, she can still put you in jail. No interaction. You don't know who she is. You don't know where she's from. But if she sees you walking down the street, she can still put you in jail. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Sad reality. Like a woman just being aware of you is dangerous. Like, and that's the thing. Like, once they decide to pull the trigger, it's kind of fucked. Like, the only defense you have is their social life taking hit. So this is where it's a delicate balance. The best defense against, I would think, theoretically, is you want to be known well enough that the woman would think twice before launching that. Because, like, let's use celebrity as an extreme example. Theoretically, any woman could accuse any male celebrity of inappropriate things, inappropriate contact or whatever. But because that celebrity is, somewhat well known, their movements tracked, like, they get some benefit of the doubt. Like, any well-established man in a social group would get similar but lesser levels of that kind of protection.
I completely agree with that one.
So, however, if you're a guy who doesn't interact with anyone, and everyone has no idea who you are or what you do, or they just don't like you because you're a bit of an asshole, then you are free game. A woman can say whatever. And they're just like, well, I don't know this guy. He's an unknown. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm sure he did do something.
But that's the worst part. She doesn't even have to know who you are.
But no, she needs to know who you are to launch the accusation. She can't just say someone did it and then the cops will show up to your door.
I will disagree because that has happened. That has happened.
How do you send the cops after somebody without identifying them?
Well, once again, the person will know like who you look like, or if you're walking down the street or blah blah blah. They'll say, hey, this person right here came to my house and did this and did that, and you need to arrest this person. Once again,
that's the thing. She still needs to be able to, see your face. She still needs to be able to point the finger at you.
Yeah, that's the beauty of smartphones,
Yeah. Or even like point to your profile on Facebook. Like, social media is probably the biggest problem, because if you think about it, that's an endless list of people for a woman to point at.
Well, I could say that as well, yes, but you do know that there are cases where like men get fucked over women that they never even met or fucking touched like before. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
but
I
they
don't know this
still,
woman.
but the woman's okay, but yeah, like, oh yes, I don't know who this is. Okay, but she knows you.
Which is true.
Like,
Which
like
is
at the
why I
very
say
like, did she see your profile pic on Tinder? Did she see you on Facebook? Did she pass you in the street? She has interacted with you, even if it is just observing you in a crowd.
yeah, which is why I say when you walking down the street, you can get fucked over.
And that's why it's important to not be a complete unknown in your community.
Oh, you talk about get your game up, become something of value, so she will be less inclined to put false accusations on you.
Yes, of value is one thing. I'm thinking just even social proof. Like, if you are friends with somebody who is friends with a cop, like, and like that right there gives you an extra layer of defense.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like it's, I think it's social connections. You don't want to be a completely isolated loner. You want to be known around. You want to be able to go somewhere in your local community where somebody knows your name and says, "Hey," and you can chat and you can make a small, pleasant conversation.
I see what you're saying. I agree with that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Let
like
me.
I'm seeing in chat. I was like, it's not about oh, make a name for yourself, become the town celebrity. It's like, no, you need some sort of social proof
All right.
because otherwise you are going to be the scapegoat for anything that goes wrong. You need someone in town to at least fucking like seeing your face.
Well, that's true because at that point, who gives a fuck about you, right? So, I'm gonna address these last two super chats. The Chaz, $5 donation. Thank you very much. For the longest time, I truly believe I was worth nothing, but now I live and make my own content, so I'm worth something. It's thanks to guys like you. Yeah. Um. Even though there's a lot of button heads with people that whether you agree with the black pill, you disagree, or you don't agree that like why does a black pill even exist in the first place, blah blah blah. I can say myself the black pill is not, in my opinion, it's not really a good place to dwell in the sense of they just accept things for what it is and they just see what happens next. No, no, that's not how life works. I told you guys before, and Chaz, I probably talked to you about this too. When it comes to masculinity, masculinity is competitive. You thrive or perish. There is no 100% winners in this situation. You either become a winner or a loser. That's life when it comes to a man. So I definitely am proud actually that you're doing your thing to improve yourself, right? Because I still do agree with the motto be the best version of yourself, right? Of yourself. Don't try to be like this guy. Don't try to be like that guy. Be you and then excel in it. Once you do that, I'm telling you, there'll be a lot of doors that's going to open for you. Plenty of fucking doors. Because like, confidence alone as a man will get you far. But if you're hitting the gym, if you're having projects, if you're focused on a certain hobby or job and you're passionate about it, you don't have to like love your job, but to the point where you're hardworking, you're disciplined, etc., countless doors will open for you. You just gotta not only be a hard worker, fate hasn't played in your favor, right? You gotta be at the right place at the right time as well. I'm not going to be that guy to say that as long as you work 1,000,000%, you will be the greatest that ever lived in the history of humanity. No, 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 no. There is luck that is played when it comes to you being very successful or not.
Yeah. No, what the hard work does is it allows you to capitalize on the opportunity. Because you can have all the luck in the world, but like you can be thrown a million bones. If you're not prepared to catch them, it doesn't matter.
Agreed. You miss all the opportunities that you just don't take. And that's the reason why I had the initial issue with Black Pill in the first place, right? I know there's people that are sensible when it comes to Black Pill, but majority of the time, I deal with the men that are very nihilistic, very nihilistic with their position in life, and that's something I cannot ever agree with, right? Like just like what Hammerhand says, every day above dirt is a good one.
Actually, it's funny. I'm probably gonna bastardize the story because I half remember it, but there's once a man who had a shit ton of faith in God, and he was trapped in a war zone, and he thought, "I'll be okay. God will save me." Shortly after that, a dog comes up and like barks, trying to get his attention, like it's trying to lead him somewhere. And the man says, "Run along, little dog. I'll be fine. God will save me." Then, a little while later, a child comes by and says, "Mister, I know a way out. Come with me." And the man says, "Go along, child. It'll be all right. God will save me." And then not a little bit after that, if things are getting really intense, a soldier comes by and says, "What the heck are you doing? You crazy? Come on, I'll get you out of here. We're retreating. It'll be fine. Save yourself. God will save me." Shortly afterwards, a grenade is thrown nearby and turns the man to paste, and he gets to heaven and goes like, "What happened, God? Why didn't you save me?" And God goes, "I tried. I said a dog, a child, and a soldier."
that okay, that makes sense. Actually, that makes sense. A lot of people they want to put a lot of how you say priority and faith, but they fail to focus on reason as well. You know, like God gave us rationality and logic for a reason. Oh shit. And once again, I'm not the most religious type, but if you were religious, hypothetically, I'm sure he doesn't want you to blindly follow. Because once again, free will is free will for a reason. If we have free will, right? That's a whole different topic. All right, we're not going to get into that.
But to be honest, I think that when you actually look at the expenses, I think that the closest thing we're ever going to get to actually free is free will. I mean, to think it still technically requires chemical energy, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's something that we can definitely talk about uh sometime next week. I'm down to debate on that because like fuck it, why not? Like where else are we gonna have this conversation without a bunch of extremists coming out of nowhere talking about, oh, you don't believe in apes, or oh my god, look, a man that came from the sky 2,000 years ago. Like, yeah, we can definitely talk about that in the future. How you say pooping while standing? $5 donation. Thank you very much. Emotions are a useful servant, but a terrible master. Thomas Sowell. What better describes the gynocentric society we live in today? You are not wrong. Holy fucking shit. It is so crazy what's going on these days when it comes to how people feel. Okay, before I get into my rant, Greg, do you have anything to say about this?
I think I actually saw it might have been Thomas Sowell talking about it, but it goes into the intellectuals. because I think that this is where it crosses over, because you have these emotions where people feel a certain way. But keep in mind, everybody is capable of feelings. But some people's feelings are prioritized as more correct over other people's feelings. And that's tied into education. Like, the more someone receives these government certifications, the more they believe that their feelings are valid.
I agree with that. I agree, but see, that's the thing, you know. Everybody, since we live in a narcissistic era, which I'm pretty sure I'm not far off, we are living in the age of narcissism. Everybody is not about community. Everybody is not about society anymore. It's all about me, in my own delusional world that I made up in. And if you don't fit in, then you are the problem. Do you guys understand how much issues that will pop up from that? I'm sure you guys know because you guys see it all the time on the news and any public area that you go to. It's nothing about, you know, how do I explain it? It's nothing about, oh, yeah, I do feel this way, but hey, let me go ahead and do what I need to do for society or blah blah blah. So things are good overall and the community is good and all that. No, no. You will literally get harassed, hurt, or killed just because you don't conform to somebody else's delusional reality. It's downright ridiculous, but that's the era that we live in today. That is, like, I will be releasing a video later on today that backs up my point. It's nothing about building a better future anymore. It's about what can you do for me, me. And that is one of many variables of a failing society, of a society that's crumbling. It's not about society anymore. It's about what I want. So imagine when the barbarian is at the gate and about to do some damage to our society. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to fight. Oh, fuck community, fuck society. I want to live. Guess how many people will drop their weapons and run? What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, it reminds me to. I was having a discussion with an old roommate about like what would happen in the zombie outbreak, and he legit thought that he would be able to just stay in his bed and watch TV while everyone else was surviving around him. Like, what?
Really? Wait, repeat that one more time?
Like, he legit thought that in the event of a zombie outbreak, like, he'd just be able to stay on his bed and have his place used as home base while everyone else did all the survivor work around him.
What the fuck? Hold up. That's fucked up, but
that's the thing. Like these people, like the negotiation, they don't have any leverage. Like, that's what stuns me. Like, it'd be one thing if you're threatening to fuck off and you are extremely valuable, but these people are like, I'm valuable. I just am. And therefore I can threaten other people with my approval alone. What?
it's like, how are you valuable?
You're a fucking useless liability. Most people's lives would be objectively improved if you weren't in them.
Agreed. That goes for a lot of people. I definitely agree with that.
Like, you can't just fucking push people away and expect them to cave just because, oh, well, they don't want to risk their friendship with you. I guess, like, especially, like, maybe it works a lot more with women, but with men, if you're a net loss, I mean, honestly, that really, it's kind of a defining thing for a man, I think, because if someone is going to be a net negative to you, like, do you stick around anyway and cave to them, or do you say, you know what? Fuck you.
That's a good question actually, because once again, a lot of people they haven't been in a situation that's how you say apocalyptic, such as the closest thing I could think of is the things that happen in the Middle East, Venezuela, Ukraine. You know, what happens when shit hits the fan? What were you gonna do? So I doubt your friend would just be huddled in the apartment and hope that nothing happens
Well,
because
that's the thing. Like, so far as that, like, where he was, like, dude, you're fucked. You are
oh
fucked. Like, this is not a defensible position. It's fucking surrounded. Like, this was back, like, it was technically the city. As far as I'm concerned, the cities are fucking death zones when shit hits the fan because the amount of danger you're in is directly proportional to the amount of people around you. Like, when a city
yeah,
goes, it's like you have, like, every single apartment, every single room is its own faction at that point. It is anarchy when the bonds of society go away.
and there's millions of people you gotta deal with too. Good luck.
That's the thing. It's like let's assume that on average you have two people who give enough of a shit about each other to not stab each other in the back in a city. Like, that's still 500,000 different factions.
A lot of people fail to comprehend how cruel humanity will get when it comes to when our backs are against the wall, when survival is the number one priority. A lot of people can't comprehend because we live very comfortably in first world countries. Okay. Imagine the state, imagine law enforcement, imagine food, water. It just all of it just stops coming in, right? It just completely halts.
Like here's the thing that a bunch of these people get. Like, a bunch of them I think are used to being treated nicely, but that's because the people around them are either A, using them for some kind of convenience or validation, or they're getting something else out of them.
Right.
Like kind of how like women, I don't know whether it's entirely through ignorance or not, but some of them genuinely believe that they're actually really nice people with great social skills. When it's like, no, dudes just want to fuck you.
Agreed. And just imagine when people's focus is not about being nice or trying to fill their ego. What about people that's trying to eat or drink? It's gonna be nasty.
That's the thing. Like, the people are only nice to you because they want something out of you, or they want continued access to something.
I completely agree, but I'm going to address this super chat right quick. Cyrus, what's going on, man? $10 donation. I completely appreciate it, man. He says, "Hey, Yeetus, have a friend of mine that I work with. Great guy, but he cannot control his biology to save his own life. He also is spiritually married to a 50-year-old woman, himself being 28. Oh, no. Uh, Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Dude's life is barely even started, and he's already fucking crippling himself.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, but oh, like this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people they expect society or men's specifically men, they want sympathy from other men when they get screwed over by 50-year-old woman when he himself is 28. Like it doesn't make any sense to me, but if he's into the gilfs or whatever the fuck it is, I guess, I can't
Fucking
really.
50 at fucking 50, she could be a gilf.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's just say if it works out, it works out, which I highly doubt it will work out. But if it doesn't work out, once again, I'm just gonna point and laugh.
Hey, look, dude, Cyrus, it really depends on how much you value this guy's friendship. Because if he's, as I can see in the comment, he's telling you the details, like, just straight up say, dude, I find what you're doing disgusting, and you telling me about it is making me want to puke. Don't tell me about this. If you must do this, which I disagree with, that's on you. That's your life. But for fuck's sakes, don't tell me about it.
Okay. So, gentlemen, if you're wondering why I'm making a
I,
big deal about this shit,
I'm
because
sorry. I don't even want to
what's up?
hear about a dude's sex life when he's with a girl who's hot. Okay?
The only time that I even speak about another man's sex life is if I'm very close to him and it's like very fucking brief in a sense of, hey, bro, you clap cheeks. He like, yeah, yeah, I clap that. Hey, congratulations, man. Yeah, yeah, you that dude. That's it. I don't need to know any fucking details. I don't need to know any like specifics. Like that shit just
Like,
gets weird. Like,
dude, I don't want to know the details of your relationship. If you need help in your relationship and you're asking for advice, fine. If you're just trying to fucking flex, fuck off. I do not give a
Cyrus, you're
shit.
good. You're good, Cyrus. You're good. Okay. I'm just saying that there are people out there that think that they're still in middle school or high school and they want to tell their friends and shit, like every little detail of what they did in the bedroom. I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to imagine it. It's just when you get older, it's not really a big fucking deal, right? Like if your friend wants to say, "Hey, I hit that," yeah, like, all right, cool, yeah, yeah, you clap those cheeks, hey, you the man. But that's as far as it goes. I don't want to know the process. um, I know I saw a question. Hold on, give me 1 second. I know I saw something. Let me go back up. Oh damn. Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. So, gentlemen, the reason why I made a big deal about this certain situation is because as a 50-year-old woman, as a 28-year-old man, what can you really give a 50-year-old woman that she hasn't experienced before? That's a legit question. What can you give a woman that's 50 years old that will excite her, that will give her the tingles in her panties? What type of experience that you can actually give her that she has never experienced in the last 32 years of her adult life?
I can think of some things, but I'm pretty sure they're all illegal.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's not really that many things you can do to actually excite a 50-year-old woman. You want to take her
Like,
out
and
on a
keep,
date? She's been on thousands of
yeah,
dates. You
and
want
like keep in mind the whole like between two consenting adult things. Nah, the Me Too movement has thrown fucking consent out the window. You as a man can never assume you have consent.
That
Doesn't
too.
matter if she's fucking screaming yes the entire time. Like literally every second, you cannot assume that she is actually giving you consent.
But she's 50. Okay. How many how many men clapped her cheeks before you? See, that's another thing, right? She already has hundreds, right? I'm just being generous. Hundreds of men that clap her cheeks.
What I think honestly, it's
And on top of
like
that, she's been to all these expensive restaurants. And on top of that, she probably has been engaged multiple times. On top of that, she probably been to various countries that you're trying to take her on a vacation. Gentlemen, it makes no sense for a young man being 28 to try to court a 50-year-old. It won't work. It's just not going to work, in my opinion. It just won't.
I
She
mean,
will
it'd
get
be
bored
like
quickly.
I mean, I think that at this point, dating a 50-year-old woman is like buying a games journalism website.
Pretty much. I agree. I completely agree. Like, that's
What's
why
next?
I'm making a
You
big
gonna
deal,
start up your
gentlemen.
own little? You gonna start up a newspaper next?
I like the wall exists for a fucking reason. There's a 0.000000000000001% chance that a woman is able to delay the wall at 50 years old. But even then, she is just practice, like what he says right here. Literally practice. Practice.
I mean, let's be honest. The only way that she could delay the wall by the time she got to 50 is if she was popping out a kid every 9 months from the moment she could first do so.
But that's what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying all women are ugly at 50, but there's a very, 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 very small percentage of women that are actually able to delay the wall at 50 years old. Okay, so small as not be fucking funny.
Let's be honest. I think that you could safely say there is no woman above a 6 at the age of 50.
I agree. And people want to talk about, oh, but what about Jennifer Lopez? No.
It's like,
No.
here, let me take a wet wipe to that face and we'll see what you say afterwards.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right? And like once again, she still wants to be sexually liberated and still want to explore her options at 50 years old. I'm not saying that she can't, but I'm telling you, as young men that still has some time left to build up your value, she's practiced at best. Why are you trying to wife up these fucking middle-aged women? It's fucking weird and stupid.
How the fuck are you practicing with a 50-year-old anyway?
Like, why? There's young women coming about every fucking year. Or not every fucking year. Every goddamn day. You're here trying to get with a 50-year-old? Come on, man. Like it's too funny. That's why I had to say something, Cyrus. I had to say something very quickly because there's a reason why women lie about their age. There's a reason why women lie about their face, lie about their weight, literally lie about their entire existence because they know that once a man hears, oh yeah, even though I look kind of good, I'm 50 years old, bam, he's gone. That's it. He's gone.
Like, and that's the thing, is like, it's like the physical part of the relationship. I mean, if you're just like, oh, well, she's good conversation, so we go out for coffee once a week. That's fine. Like, okay, yeah, cool. You can have pleasant conversation with a 50-year-old woman. There is no need to be physically intimate to get value out of that.
No, I do not see myself associating with a 50-year-old woman ever, unless it's like work purposes. I don't ever see myself talking to a middle-aged woman like that. There's no point. There's no point. Unless for some reason some deadly disease took out all the young women in the world, then maybe. But until then, no, I have no reason to talk to 50-plus-year-old women. No reason. Like I'm contemplating it right now. I don't really see the reason why I need to talk to them. They, how you say, are completely out of the market. There's no use. Like what can they honestly do for me? I don't give a fuck about their money. I don't give a fuck about their career. But they're in their upper
Like the thing,
50s.
like I could think like if they had kind of, I think if they had like maybe kind of an interesting life, and I don't mean one where they went to Dubai. I mean like an actual interesting life.
I still don't see myself talking to a 50-plus-year-old woman. That's like literally a waste of time, in my opinion.
Generally, I'd agree. I found some value in it, but I was also a lot younger back then.
Well, like once again, like initially, if I'm gonna talk to a woman, like actually invest time and effort to talk to a woman, more likely than not, I'm trying to get something out of it, aka let's head to the motel and let's do the dirty. But if that's not the case, and especially when she can't have kids anymore, especially when she has like major jowl action in her face, crow's feet and all that shit, gray hair, flapjack titties and all that shit, when she's possibly not even fit anymore, why me as a man invest into a why would I even bother? But this is something that society doesn't want men to talk about. They don't want men to have any type of standards. They want men to accept anything that's presented to them on a platter. That's what they truly want, right? Once a woman is done having the sex and the city lifestyle, right? In their 40s or whatever, they want men, at least men of value or something, to be like, hey, okay, here's a 45-year-old used up cooch and she slept with over 1,000 men. But here, sign the contract, lease, sign this lease, sign it so you can pay for this used up cooch for the rest of your life. Yeah, she won't respect you ever either. No. Hell no. And that's why they hate the philosophy of red pill and MGTOW. They hate us so much. They hate us so much. They just fucking hate us. Because are what we saying is actually wrong? Are we just making this shit up out of the fucking like blue sky? Or is this actually the reality of life? Is this actually the biology between men and women of what a man truly desires? But they don't want channels like mine or yours or Hammerhand or Chronic or etc. to spread the message of, hey, you don't have to accept fucking disgusting leftovers. You can actually, as a man, can have some standards. Have standards for yourself. They don't want that. They don't want that. They hate our channel they hate us so bad because of it. I guarantee you, it's going to get a lot worse in the future. It's going to get so much worse. They're going to be very aggressive, trying to take down channels that speak on these type of topics. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, straight up, like there's a lot of times when I wonder, like, is this man only associating with this woman because he needs the validation? Like, it honestly feels that way a bunch of the time. Because
if he needs a validation, you said,
yeah, because I just think like, and it's just like, dude, it does feel like I'm looking at someone with an addiction. Like someone is so fucked on this one way idea that they need this. I was like, dude, your life is fucking falling apart. This is not what you need right now. You do not need another fucking burden to take away your time and your money. You need to fucking consolidate and solidify yourself because you're falling apart. And now you're like, oh, yeah, sure. I'll knock a bitch up on top of that. That's a great idea.
I will say, yeah, he needs a validation, you know, as a man, right? That he can still pull some puniti. It doesn't matter what puniti it is, he can pull it. Which is very wrong, and I would definitely fucking elbow drop him, like if I if I knew him.
Yeah. No, and like Revan's question, otherwise he would get a doll, right? There's other logistics to the doll on top of just wanting the female validation. Like living conditions are going to affect how valid it is for a dude. Like you're not going to get that when you got a roommate, probably.
That is
And
true.
then of course, how many guys even know that there's dolls out there of the current quality level?
But Cyrus, $2 donation. Thank you very much. Can I call in to give more details? I will say later on, because I'm doing a late stream tonight, and it's just going to be a Q&A. That's it. Just to talk to you guys. Because once again, I want to be very transparent with my subscribers. It is very interesting how my channel is getting completely shadow banned at the moment. I don't know if it's because of midterms or they or Susan completely caught up with my shenanigans and now she's trying to throttle my channel. But
Well, actually, I did see earlier that there's been more pressure because I know like Ribby got a strike recently for that one stream, but apparently he's not the only one that's got an unusual flag regarding violence. So I do think it's a crackdown.
I can't grow in subs anymore. Like I'm literally at a standstill at the moment. Like I can't. I was continuously growing until the last 2.5 weeks. Now it's just going up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, I'm going to continue to see how it goes, but I'm pretty sure I'm being shadow banned because not only my subs, but my views got slashed dramatically. So we will definitely see how it goes within the next month. But once again, gentlemen, I'm still going to focus heavily on Odyssey and Rumble, okay? Because once again, I'm making my transition out of YouTube very soon. Until Susan deletes me, I will keep the channel and post content here and there, but I will be making a big move to the alt tech because I can. First off, I'm sick of all the fucking ads, right? I'm getting a goddamn ad every 10 seconds when I see a video. That's beyond annoying. But besides that, I can't truly speak my mind on this platform. So best believe I will be making exclusive streams and exclusive videos on like Odyssey or something like that in the near future. But tonight I will be doing a Q&A. So hopefully you guys are there for it. It won't be long. I just want to talk to you guys one-on-one, see if you guys have any questions or answers. Gray, you played on stream today or what?
No, actually, got an IRL event that I'm going to be heading out for this evening. So.
Oh, you're going to a big old party?
Yeah.
Don't get too crazy.
Well, you know, nah, it's a pretty chill party, but I don't want to get into details because might actually be doxable.
Oh yeah. No details. But at the end of the day, gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, the male spaces within the manosphere, I don't care if you're for POAs, I don't care if you're for, channels like mine, blah, blah, blah. right now, the manosphere in general, we are being heavily bombarded because we, in my opinion, we are officially mainstream. Like, it doesn't matter if you're red pill, MGTOW, black pill, blah blah blah. We are mainstream, and a lot of people in society are pissed off at us. They're pissed. It's funny because they're pissed off about men that want to be left alone. Ain't that some shit? They're pissed off when a man wants to talk to them, right? If a man wants to approach a woman, they're pissed off. When a man's like, you know what, I don't want to be in a relationship, they're pissed off. It's a lose-lose situation. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's the thing. That's not the thing. It's because you're reversing cause and effect here. It's not because of all these things that they're pissed off. They're just angry to begin with, and they just make excuses for why they're angry to avoid looking in the mirror for the source of their problems.
But that's a big thing. A lot of people that wants to mention the manosphere or the red pill or MGTOW philosophy, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They do no research, they do nothing. They probably watch a couple of mainstream videos of Fed and Fraud or Rollo Tomato, and like, oh, MGTOW's a movement. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not. If it was a movement, where is our centralized leadership? Who's the leader? I don't see.
Where's our government funding, damn it?
Yeah. Where's our quote unquote peaceful protests on the streets? Like, what the fuck? Like, see, this is what I'm saying, gentlemen. This type of aggression is going to get a lot worse when it comes to the big media, like the mainstream media, these big reaction channels or these channels that are dating coaches, etc. They are going to heavily bombard the red pill / MGTOW philosophy. It's not going to be funny, okay? But once again, I'm going to continue until Susan yeets my channel to oblivion. I am going to continue. But fear not, my channel will be on other platforms. So it's no issue to me. No issue whatsoever. Let me address this right quick. Cyrus, $5 donation. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. See you later tonight. Yeet, Gray, love you, bunches, smooch. Hey, it's kind of sus, bro. You didn't say no homo, nothing. Like, you just. I'm just fucking with you. You have anything else to say, Gray?
Well, that's the thing. We didn't go into a lot of tangents, but the main topic, like male spaces being invaded, is like, okay, so we're seeing a bunch of females. I kind of wanted to dive in for a second on why they are successful and our potential counterplays.
Because they got titties.
Exactly.
Like, that's the most simplest way we can describe it.
So now, Yeetus, that's where the shit that I sent you earlier comes in.
Oh, that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Even though it's great art, don't get me wrong. I could never get to that point. I'm sorry.
All right. Well,
I did
sorry
see
to keep you in the dark.
Posted.
Yeah, well, sorry to keep you in the dark for now, chat, but
That was all good.
yeah, no, we'll see if that works as a counterplay. Next week's going to be an experiment. I've got that kind of stuff and a couple extra things that you might not suspect. So I'm going to be crunching some scripts and ideas out, and I'm going to be grinding out videos tomorrow in preparation. So yeah, Spooky Week is going to involve one heck of a costume change. Let's say that.
Oh shit! But Latin MGTOW, they copy paste our talking points. They can't make any new points or content. I agree. I've been saying this for the last few months now. Like, it's crazy how even the big channels that speaks on, relationships and stuff. They are praising these female content creators that's only been around for a couple of months, and these female content creators were able to get 50,000 to 100,000 subs within a few months, and all of a sudden they're heaven sent because they're regurgitating the same talking points we've been saying for the last fucking decade. I'm talking about YouTube shit. We've been saying the same shit for over a fucking decade. But just because a woman that proclaims that she's traditional and showing a little bit of skin and cleavage, regurgitating the same shit that we've been saying, all of a sudden, everything makes sense, even though we've been saying this shit the whole time.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh,
Like, if they
don't get me wrong, they're also doing some coaching. Oh, purchase is counseling, $250. But me, as a man that actually went through man shit, because the red pill shit is mainly for fucking men. Well, what I say doesn't fucking matter. I'm giving you free shit. I'm giving you free advice. I'm giving you free experience. But just because it's coming out of a male's mouth, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm a misogynist. I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah.
what you're saying is we need female avatars with a female mouthpiece.
Nope. I'm still gonna stay with my own thing. But what I'm saying is, just because a female saying the exact same words that we've been saying for the longest time, they're the ones that are praised as messiahs, which is fucking weird and pretty fucking pathetic that all these simps are so, like, oh my god, a puniti that says that they care about men. Oh, she says she's cared about us. Let's give her hundreds of dollars because it's a woman, and she's saying, no, it's not your turn. It's not. She's not yours. It's just your turn. Oh, let me give her all the money. Let me purchase her OnlyFans. Let me get her secret Instagram account. Think about it, gentlemen. What the fuck? It is insane. It is insane. Hell yeah, I'm gonna have a chip on my fucking shoulder because men that actually have male experience in this male dating market should be up there with the 50, 100,000 subscribers right now. Having that type of fucking platform and audience, actually having that type of platform to help these young gullible men to navigate through this new world of dating. No, it's just one just random women out of nowhere saying, "I feel bad about you, man. I feel bad about you. I know you've been treated horribly." Bam! Immediately they get 500,000 subs. 500,000 subs. But see, here's where simps fail to realize. At the end of the day, when these female quote unquote red pill content creators turn off the fucking camera and go off and do their own thing, guess what? They still have the capability of ruining the lives of other men. Oh, look at that. Look, I discovered something huge. Something as big as Isaac Newton discovered gravity. See, that's what you got. That's what these simps don't fucking comprehend. They say, "Oh, you men are so horrible. You men are treated so badly." Blah blah blah. But then they can divorce. Which what's her name? Femme Sapien did. She already had a divorce. Roma Army. I think she had a divorce as well. She's a single mother. I don't really know too much about just probably things. And on top of that, they're charging fucking seminars and counseling and all that shit. But these simps are too blind. They're too blind. So when they believe that they found a unicorn, and once they believe that, oh, there's great women out here in the West. Oh my God, they're amazing. Let me go ahead and marry a Western woman. And then they get completely dragged through the divorce and family courts. I'm just going to point and laugh. Because what else can you do? Like, you're a fucking idiot to even listen to modern women about male issues. Like, how does that make any sense? Do you want to listen to me talking about female issues? No, the fuck you don't. If you're a woman, you don't want to listen to a man talking about women issues. It's just it's a clown world out there, Gray. It's a clown world. What do you have to say about that, man?
Honk honk.
Pretty much, because it's insane. It's insane.
If everyone's a clown, just get the nose and the wig, man.
It's insane, and people called it out months ago, and then a couple of weeks ago, the femme sapien chick said that she outgrew the red pill. Oh, the red pill ain't for me. I'm not red pill anymore. Oh, I'm doing my own thing now. How the fuck can you just not be red pill anymore? Like, how does that even work?
Well, technically, like a dude could have a blue pill relapse.
It's just crazy. How you gonna talk shit?
It's like someone going to AA and then it's like, but you went to AA. How can you possibly be an alcoholic now that you know it's terrible for you?
Oh, I see your analogy, but I'm just saying, how the fuck are you gonna talk shit about the very same topics that build your very fucking platform?
They always do that though. Like that's fairly consistent. Like you get someone spews red pill stuff, builds up an audience, and then they think that they, the individual, are more important than the message. So then they throw the message under the bus, and then they're shocked when their fucking channel vanishes. I mean, quite honestly, if you told me that they were contacted by some kind of government or corporate agent and they were bought out, I'd find that believable.
That is true. And apologies, chat, that I'm getting very passionate about this, but you got to understand how annoying it is, especially what's going on right now with the influx of a bunch of male feminists and countless women coming up to our space and try to tell us about our talking points that we've been talking about for years. That makes no fucking sense. Especially when we keep saying MGTOW is not a fucking movement. It's not. Why you keep saying it's a fucking projection? Oh, that's okay. It's projection now, because you know that feminism is a movement. Feminism is straight up a fucking movement.
Well, feminism is practically like,
I call it a cult as well, but
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong, but because the thing is, no, you know what? No, it's not a cult. It's a religion. I think it's got the fucking follower count and political power. I really think that feminism would outright qualify as a religion.
You know what? I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I'm not even going to dispute that, because at this
there's
point,
even different fucking factions within feminism. I'd say that feminism is as much a religion as Christianity at this point.
that is true, because it's spreading around the world, like what Ezio said. Feminism is a cancer.
Yeah, and then you have you have the TERFs. And there are separate factions, like the Catholics and the Protestants.
That's true. That's true. At the end of the day, we're in my opinion, we're in, I will say, stage 3. I wouldn't even say terminal yet. It will be soon.
Oh, it's dude, it's fucking terminal. Like, you see that fucking UK female prime minister, fucking 45 days in office, Queen dies, manages to fuck over the economy, leaves, and she's getting a six-figure salary for the rest of her life
What's it
because she
called?
served for a month and a half.
115,000, something like that.
Yeah,
Around there.
115,000 UK pounds. So like that's basic. It'd be close to double that in US dollars.
So yeah, but remember the wage gap, right, guys? Remember the wage gap that supposedly exists. Just think on that, gentlemen. At this point, we're going to end it here because I definitely gotta run and do some errands. But I will be doing a stream later on tonight. It'll be a late stream, so you guys might or might not be asleep. I will set up the stream later on today, and once again, it will just be a Q&A. You good to go, Gray?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right. This is your boy, Sir Yeetus and the Gray Ghost. Thank you for listening to our rants and tangents and etc. But this is definitely necessary, and I am glad that all you guys participated, all you guys that donated. Okay, because that means I'm still doing something pretty good, feeding you guys a shit ton of gems. It just gives me the motivation to keep going. Okay. Fuck the money, right? Because I did this without the money. You guys are being very, how you say, you guys engage in the comments. I like reading the comments because once again, I could be wrong in my points. I could think about something that I've never thought about before. This is why I do live streams in the first place. And oh shit, I forgot. Hey, actually no, I'll let you guys know later on tonight. I'll let you guys know later on. But yeah, that is it. I am out. Peace.
Peace out, everyone.